again. Talk to me about the penguins.
Does that answer your question?
It does, yes.
That every grid-connected house in the United Kingdom will be no more than 35 miles away from a Solar Nation installer. But there's nothing better than local. And then solar is just one part of a low-carbon lifestyle.
So we've come up to King's Lynn to the solar shed to meet with Kevin Holland. Now, Kevin is the forefather of the English solar industry, and we're delighted that he's taken his time out of his day to talk to us. So talk to me about the Solar Nation.
That's really funny. That's really good, that is. So when you've been around solar a long time,
yeah,
you get a lot of mates. So years ago, when we all got busy, when Ukraine kicked off, I built a page on my website saying, I'm too busy, can't deal with you, but if you're in these areas, these people might. So I had Johnny at Oxford Solar, Greg at NRG, Next Generation, Daniel at Photon, all over the country. Jamie up in Scotland. Jamie does the King's Solar at Balmoral, AES Solar. The company's been around since 1979. They make thermal solar systems. Right. So he was one of the kingpins in the industry, George's company. So you get to know people over the years, people who you trust. There's one thing saying, "Oh, go to the MCS database," but you haven't got a clue who is going to do the work. So you trust people. So you build a network. So I had a page on my website, and I own solarpower.co.uk, and it was always pointed to my own website. So a few years back, we separated it, built a standalone. And it started with a tweet, really. On Twitter one night, 8 or 9 years back, we were talking one night, a load of us, and said, I know what we'll do. We'll create a Solar Nation. This is when feed-in tariffs were dropping, and everyone was saying, oh, it ain't worth it because Martin Lewis said so. And we said, well, it is. Let's create a Solar Nation. We just coined that phrase and kept it. So we use it to bang the drum. We're going to create a Solar Nation. And it's turned into the Solar Nation Assured Installer Network. So people approach me and say, can I be part of the network? And you've got to be trading in the space for a minimum of 5 years. So we've got companies who have got 10, 12 years trading and doing a little bit of solar, but they haven't been standalone solar companies. Not coming in. When the public contact us and we refer, because it's a lead share, it's a referral network, we need 100% confidence that the person I'm referring to has got experience on a 300-year-old slate roof. Mm-hmm. We've got to we don't want them coming into the WhatsApp group saying, oh, obviously, can you help us with that? We want to know that they've got the experience. Mm-hmm. And so while I've been accused of creating a bit of a cartel, fine, if people want to think that, it genuinely is to give the people a safe place to go to get their solar, because it's a minefield out there. It's like the Wild West at times.
So what do you think about things like Solar Together?
I try not to. Solar Together, the concept of it is brilliant. And Solar Together is only a concept that all of us have been doing for many years. I mean, going back 10, 12 years ago, I was going to village halls and getting the whole village together saying, right, if I can get 3 of you in the same village, you're all going to get a £500 discount or a £1,000 discount because I've saved on the scaffolding, the transportation, the deliveries, the back and forward. We can do 2 overnights and keep the people here. That's going to save all that fuel. And we can run these out. And we've done that. We've done series where there's neighbours and there's friends and family have all done it in the same village. We then promote it. A Dutch company then comes along, puts together Solar Together, iChooser, and they have done very well with contract negotiations with local authorities. People like me want to deal with householders. So we could have done it years ago. The problem with iChooser is the Solar Together money goes out of the country, and the guys and girls who are doing the work, the contractors for Solar Together, are not local. The whole point is localism, get a discount because of the localism under the council's umbrella. The council are promoting a Dutch company to bring installers from Essex and from Northamptonshire up to Norfolk to come and do the work. It's an auction. It really is a Dutch auction. So I'm 100% in favour of schemes similar to it, like our street solar project we've been doing locally. We've got 8 or 9 couples and friends have all done it at a slight discount rate. But I don't like the idea that local authorities are spending my business rate money, my taxpayers' money on promoting a foreign company over and above us here in West Norfolk. For 10 or 12 years, there's been 2 companies in West Norfolk doing all the solar. Now there's 9 or 10. All of us are against each other. And then we've got the council who bring people from outside of the country and outside of the region to come and take the work from us. That ain't good. We get a lot of remedial work from Solar Together customers. So we're always getting, haven't got an app, batteries need resetting, company's not responding, can you help? And years ago, I used to say, yeah. Now I'm saying yes at a cost. I'll get my money back as a business. I used to do it all free of charge, all the remedial work. I'd go out and do initial assessment, testing, resets and all that sort of stuff. It needed a technician because I'm not an electrician. If it needed a technician, we'd get the technician to come and do the work, paid for. But I would be front of house as a loss leader because I was getting customers from it. Not anymore. Anything to do with Solar Together, I'm going to charge that customer in the first instance because they overlooked a local company. So no issues with that whatsoever. But no, the scheme is great in principle. It is wrong in rollout. Does that answer your question?
It does, yes. So one of the reasons we set up was because we had a bad experience with Solar Together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, the company that got allocated the work went bankrupt mid-job. And so, I mean, there's a chap in my village who has spray foam insulation on the roof tiles. And we
walk away from those.
They discussed it at the survey, and the surveyor said, yeah, it's absolutely fine. And then roofers turn up from Stoke, driving all the way down to
nice and local.
All the way down.
Where your Huntingdonshire,
yeah.
That was nice and local.
So all the way down, and they said, well, I can't do this, so we're off. And that was it. So now 3-4 years later, he's still got these solar panels in his garden and can't do anything with them. And we've sort of looked at it and said, well, you know, it's not easy.
Not on a roof like that.
And
avoid it.
But, you know, so properly missold this thing, and he's out of pocket. And so, you know, and where is the backstop that was meant to be provided by
the council?
In this case,
the council are just promoting it. They're not interested.
And the
It's all down to the contractor. Yeah. It's all down to the subcontractor.
So they all wash their hands of it, really.
Yep.
Cambridgeshire, nothing to do with us. Even though every individual was sent a letter, headed notepaper, signed off by Cambridgeshire headed notepaper, signed off by the executive leader for like net zero or something. This
is why the Solar Nation exists, is to make sure the long-term goal is to have one installer in every borough of the United Kingdom, and it's residential. It's about residential installers. But because we've got a bit of a name for ourselves, as some of us, we've been very vocal over the years, just as little one-man bands, but we've been very vocal, so we're well known within the industry. Combined, we're quite a decent voice. So the idea is to become a one-stop solar shop for the United Kingdom. So on the front page of the Solar Nation website, solar-power.co.uk, you'll see a map, and you click on there, no data collection. You just go straight to your company. I don't do any data collection whatsoever. All the members pay to be members. We just share leads and work around. But what we're looking at doing is introducing later on this year, and with the help of Finn, is going to be setting up an affiliate scheme. And the affiliate scheme will be for those people who have set up standalone solar companies, who are committed to the cause, have got a great background, great ethos, great plan going forward. It's not about world domination. It's about becoming a focal point in your community, educating your community, becoming a STEM ambassador, getting into the schools. Those sort of companies who do that sort of outreach, we want in the Solar Nation, and we want to nurture them. I'm not going to be around forever. Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 years left of full-time work, and my police pension kicks in. I won't want to do it. I'll do more consultative work. I need more companies. We need more companies. There's 32 million grid-connected properties in the country without solar. We've only done 1.8 million. We've got a long way to go, and there's only 5,500 of us in the UK. We need more. So we're going to bring on an affiliate membership scheme where they get all of the back office, all the back end. So they get into the WhatsApp group, they come to the Zoom meetings, they get the discounts at the wholesalers, all that sort of stuff. The newsletters, the information sharing, the nurturing, the sharing of knowledge and experience from people who've been on roofs for the last 15 years with panels. Yeah, all people who know every different type of tile and fixing, they're all in our network.
Sure.
And that's where we share our experience. That's where we're all 18 years service. I'm still learning every day. And that's a real joy, getting up and walking down the garden, to come to the shed at the bottom of the garden. I'm going to learn something yet again today because of the people I'm mixing with and keeping company with. And that is filtering through to the rest of our industry, and through some of our members, that's now filtering through very slowly into the public domain. And we're starting to pick up leads directly through the website rather than just our own individual websites where we share. People are coming into the Solar Nation website now, and that's with zero optimization, zero spend on it, just by using the word Solar Nation. But the idea is that every grid connected house in the United Kingdom will be no more than 35 miles away from a Solar Nation installer.
Right, okay.
Which is basically one in every borough. Very few boroughs are more than 70 miles across.
Right.
Yeah. So there should always be an installer within 35 miles of you. And in some areas, we're already at that saturation point. In the northwest, around Manchester and down to Chester, around to Wrexham, that area. We've got quite a cluster in the Gloucester, South Wales, Bristol. They're coming online. The home counties, northwest of London, we've got quite a few there now. But we've got, I think we've got 66 members, installers, 60.
Oh, it changes every week.
It's about 60 installers and about 80 members, because we've got specialists. So we've got solar tile manufacturers, we've got smart flowers, we've got moulding companies who do vertical and horizontal drilling for cable runs instead of digging trenches. At our Zoom meetings, we've got people who are basically insight specialists, finance people, recruitment agencies. They drop into our Zoom meetings. They're sort of associate members, and they come in just to give us some insights about what the jobs market is like in our sector. So we're learning, and we're keeping updated all the time. And the MCS come to a meeting recently. We called an emergency meeting about this, about the mounting equipment standards. We called it the MCS in. Ian Rippon, the chair of the MCS, come along to the meeting. This was only last week or the week before. He's now requested that the MCS have representation at all of our monthly Solar Nation meetings. So they're going to get insights from us rather than going up through just the policy sort of funnel and feedback funnel. They're raw at the front end with people with yellow jackets and gloves on. So it's a good network. There's no money changing hands, so there's no commissions involved because everyone pays to be a member, and then we share the work out freely to the most suitable people. I mean, yesterday I'd done over £2 million worth of leads. One lead come in, which was for 12 acres of solar for a community solar project, and the other one was for a property which would probably be about 50 to 60 grand, which was totally off grid in the Welsh Brick and Beacons. And the same Welsh installer who's in our network got both of those leads because he was closest to them.
Good day for them, isn't it?
I don't know how much 12 acres would cost. You can get probably 3, maybe 4 megawatts on there. £800,000 a megawatt, maybe a bit less. It's a lot of money if it comes off.
So have you ever thought of amending your name in terms of like the solar and battery shed?
We've actually helped people make battery sheds. So we've got customers where the connection point is on the inside of a house, and it's very tight on the inside, especially in the old cottages around here. So we put the battery on the outside. They make a little plinth, little pad, concrete pad. We'll put the battery in, then they'll build a shed on the outside, an insulated shed. What we're encouraging people to do, because I want all batteries outside, what we're encouraging people to do, instead of building a shed around them, is to actually put a couple of fixing hooks and make a shed type box, which can be lifted on and off.
Right.
Because there's nothing worse than if you have to do remedial and maintenance work, working inside of a small, tight cupboard. You get to learn. So we're now saying, look, build these. But the battery boxes, we can get the gunmetal grey battery boxes, which can go over. And then what we encourage people to do is take a picture of the brickwork and then take it to, where you get your vans wrapped.
Right, okay.
Take it into a vinyl wrapper and get a skin made for your battery box. So it looks like the same. You do that with air source heat pumps. We've got them that look like wood, look like brick, all different sandstone, and you can't even see them because it just blends into the background.
Right, okay.
Yeah. A little bit of innovation from us.
Have you done one of them?
We've got a few. Yeah. We've got sheds. We've got air source heat pumps with the skins on. I haven't seen any pictures of the sheds yet, but we've only just started telling customers to do this year.
Right, okay.
It's very hard at the moment with the energy companies and everyone else all of a sudden become the solar companies. It was just solar companies. Now all of a sudden, every energy company, every roofing wholesaler, Wix,
Yeah,
IKEA,
Wix thing.
they're all solar companies all of a sudden. So I think there's never been a need like now to protect the interests of the smaller companies like myself, right up to the 30, 40, 50 staff, £1 million companies.
Talk to me about the penguins. What is the penguin?
Penguin's easy. On my website years ago, Nick Curtis, who designed my logo, he said, "Why don't we put a penguin counter?" Because I used to talk about the tweets. I used to do, we're going to say penguins. Every 2 kilowatt solar system was another penguin saved. And that's because if we can stop the ice from melting, then the flappy fellas have got somewhere to live. So the solar shed has had a penguin counter on its website for years, and every 10 minutes we saved another penguin, or my customers have saved another penguin. And that's been quite quirky over the years, because I'll get people come to me saying, "Kevin, you're doing our solar because you save penguins. By the way, my name's Joan and I live in the village 10 miles away." You're doing it. I get that you're doing it before that we even speak. So that's quite nice, because that's the ethos of what we're doing. It's environmental as well as all the other things.
How do you get to the other 31 million, do you think?
Keep doing what we're doing, and we don't stop until we get there. We've got to cut through that and make solar accessible for all, be it from people in 1-bedroom flats who can't afford to have solar. We've got to have the lease deals. We've got to have some sort of landlord policies, balcony solar. It's available for everybody. There is so much innovation out there with all the different products, photovoltaic materials, cladding, solar railways, we've got solar pavements coming into the Solar Nation network. I would rather see more land being used for solar, but much, much smaller pockets. 3 and 4 megawatts, over 12, 15 acres, close to a village where there's already a connection point, rather than swathes of land between 20 villages where the community have got no ownership and no say. Whereas if they all had a smaller over our back field, we could get a few megawatts there, plug it into the substation in the village. We've covered less than 7%, 6-7% of factories in the UK. If we covered 80% of them, that would be over 50% of the UK energy demand taken care of. Then let's do the carports over car parks, hospitals, leisure centres, council buildings, shopping centres. Let's cover those. You'd get another maybe 30% of the UK daytime energy need, with plenty of spare for batteries to take the peak in the evening.
So, Kevin, what would your advice be for a residential customer thinking about getting solar at the moment?
I'm a massive fan of Google Maps.
Right, okay.
Search on Google Maps.
Yeah.
Solar companies near me, solar companies Kings Lynn, solar companies Huntington, wherever. Because when you open a map, their head offices all show as pins. You click on it, there's if they're a local company. You're not going to find a local company on Facebook and Instagram. It's not going to happen. Doesn't matter how good the advertising is, how targeted it is, you will find someone from 60, 80, 100, 150 miles away. People up in Scotland sitting there in their bedrooms, in their boxer shorts, knocking out Meta ads for some jobbing salesman to drive around in a BMW to come and see you and tell you about their wonderful offering. Go local. The vast majority of your local installers will have 2 or 3 products, and hopefully they'll be all of market, but they'll have their premium product, things like your microinverters. They'll have the hybrids, decent hybrids with decent strings, and then they'll have a range of subsidiary projects and all that around. Speak to your neighbours. Speak to your neighbours who's got solar and say, "I really detest what the company have done to your house. Who was it, so I know not to use them?" And then you can say, "That looks really lovely. The spacing from the edge of the roof to where the panels are, it's even skirt all the way round. Looks really neat. I can't see any cables. Who done yours?" and find out who done the work. But there's nothing better than local. And then when you found a local company, if it's a company name that you're not aware of because they don't advertise in a local newspaper or a local magazine or the parish magazine, whatever, go onto the company's house website and just see how long they've been trading. So when I do a proposal, it's what I think about their energy usage. I don't have any numbers on it with regard to, you get 6 pages of savings and export tariffs and battery savings when you do these generic forms. I'll do 1,000 words. I'll write 1,000 words telling them the time of the year to start charging the battery up from a cheap rate, which companies are doing the advantageous tariffs at the moment, but it's up to them to work it out. I'll talk about Dan and I'll talk about Rob the roofer and how long they're going to take and how meticulous they are in measuring the roof to get that even skirt all the way around. I'll talk about Liam's experience in the system design, who does the surveys. I'll talk about Claudette and Anna, who's our compliance officer and our finance officer. I'll talk about the people who are going to be looking after them. Not how much money they might make if it's not clarity on August the 31st next year. Not interested in the money. The money's secondary. That's going to come. It's a given. It's happening. What they need to do, if they're going to make an investment, which is going to be maybe 10, 15, 20, 25 grand on a bells and whistles system that's going to last for 30 years, would you spend 30 grand on something on your house without doing any research?
Well, this is always what amazes me, is that people come to the decisions that they come to.
Because they've been programmed about the money. There are plenty of people who love their houses. There are plenty of people who want to support the local economy. I tell people locally that I will buy the Christmas trees for the hospital at Christmas. I'll tell people that I sponsor the local football league, not a football team, but the Saturday league, 2 divisions, 32 villages around West Norfolk have all got the solar shed. You support your local community, the community will support you. And if you can get that message across, being local, being here to look after people, because you've heard of all the horror stories, tell people. Don't be shy, tell people. Because they want to, and people will support the local economy. They want people who spend money in the local. So when I get people say to me, "Oh, I've got a quote from a national company," all right, so you're going to give him 14 grand. Where's he going to spend that? Well, I don't know. Oh, well, I'm going to spend it in the same area as you, mate. I'm going to put your money into that corner shop, but into that shop, into that charity, into that good cause, into that restaurant, into that nightclub, into that restaurant, into that cinema. I'm going to spend your money in your community. And then, because I make good profit, and I'll tell people this, I'm going to take 1 day a month and you're going to pay me for that out of this sum. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into a local school and I'm going to spend all day and I'm going to educate 120 kids, whether you like it or not. That's why you should use a local company, sir. People say to me, I want it cheaper. I say, yeah, you can have it cheaper, mate. Well, I'll take away that inverter, which you told me that you really like, and I'll put that really cheap bit of crap in there. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do it without scaffolding as well. Have you got good insurance? And we'll hand the indemnity over to you. Well, no. Well, you want it cheaper? That's how they do it. Well, the other bloke said 10 grand, and I'm telling you what's missing for that 10 grand price.
Very good.
You like all of that?
Kevin, thank you very much. It's been great.
It's all right.